Evening and welcome to the Lacey Parks Culture and Recreation Board meeting. It is Wednesday, October 4th, 2023, and it is 5:30 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Introductions will start first. We have online. Commissioner Wheeler, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Commissioner Aram Wheeler. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Commissioner Fosbury?
Hello, I don't want to bring my COVID to you, so I'm gonna stay home.
Good.
Thank
Good
you.
well.
Appreciate you doing that. And looks like we have Sue on the line.
Yep, Sue Faylash, Recreation Manager, and I don't want to share my cough with everybody, so I'm gonna stay home.
Thank you, Sue, for doing that. Appreciate it. All right. Would you like to go next, Jenny?
Sure. I'm Jenny Wilson. I'm the Senior Parks Planner.
Find my name.
Right here.
Oh, it's not right here.
And then we have here in with us live is our new youth council representative.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel Clay.
Welcome to our commission. So happy and thankful to have you. I'm Commissioner Goodwin, Chair.
Commissioner Larson, Gary.
I'm Commissioner Perazzo.
Hi, Jen Burbidge, Director of Parks, Culture and Recreation.
And
And we
Sarah,
have
Sarah Smith, Executive Assistant Parks, Culture and Recreation.
who is diligently typing our meeting minutes as we speak. Thank you, Sarah. Is there anyone else that I'm missing who's online? No. All right. Moving on for the approval of our agenda minutes. I would like to remove from our agenda this evening, business item 4A, the 2023 summer program data report. We don't have that presentation this evening. Hold on one moment. Motion, okay. Is there a second to the agenda this evening?
I will motion to approve the amended agenda.
Thank you. So it has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor as the agenda with the removal or for the amendment of our agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Hi,
Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. All right, so our motion carries and we will approve the agenda as amended. And then we need the approval of our September 6th, 2023 minutes. Is there a second to the approval of those minutes?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Larson. It has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the approval of September 6th, 2023 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
hi,
Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. We have approved the September 6th, 2023 minutes. Are there any announcements for this evening? Nope, hearing none. We will move to public comment. Were there any public comments that came in today via email before 3:30 p.m.?
No.
Are there any public in attendance at City Hall who wish to address the board?
We do, we have a public, a member of the public who's looking to talk. I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor for David. Okay.
Good evening, board.
Hello, David.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you this evening. I wish I could have been there in person, but work got in the way. First of all, thank you, board members, for your volunteer work. I know being on a board is a lot of work and I appreciate it. I'd also like to congratulate Jenny Wilson for, I guess, a new job. She and her team has built a great aquatics program and a popular aquatics program, as you would have seen the data and 4A that was taken off the agenda today. But Jenny, your Miss Aquatics program, and congratulations. I'm here to talk about the plan for the Young Child and Family Aquatic Center. The plan, as I see it, does not address the needs of the full community as was identified in the Lacey Parks and Recreation, I'm sorry, I forgot culture, Lacey Parks Culture and Recreation Strategic Plan. Couple of observations. The North Thurston School District says they would hold monthly meetings on this aquatic center in the Journal of Olympia, Lacey and Tumwater, published in November of 2022. I don't think they've held any of those meetings, so there's not been great communication. I'm telling you, as a frequent user of the aquatic programs, the current North Thurston School District resources are not reliable or available at the needed times for really meeting the needs of your citizens. You can't use it during the days. The hours are very limited. They don't support work from home adults or seniors. The only times it's available is before 6 a.m. or about after 5:45. And when it's dark in the wintertime, there are seniors who can't drive at night. It's just very limited in terms of its availability. I think those limited times also limit the lifeguards that are available. It's very short shifts, maybe 1 or 2 hours. So I think hiring is probably a challenge. So that it then makes giving the aquatic programs a challenge. So I don't believe that the current school district resources are reliable or available at the needed time. There really are no alternatives available to the North Thurston School District, which is why we need an aquatic center that meets all the citizens' needs. There's LA Fitness, which is close to Hawks Prairie, but it's crowded and small and expensive. The Briggs YCMA and the Tumwater Valley Club are at least 10 miles away in 20 minutes. So they're not really convenient for this whole side of Lacey. So I really don't think that North Thurston School District, and rightfully so, they're not focused on community needs. They're focused on their students' needs. And we're not a priority if you're outside that school district or school target. So that's why I think Lacey Parks, Culture, and Recreation needs to focus on a full aquatic center meeting everybody's needs. So I encourage the board to develop a plan for the aquatic center that meets all the needs as identified in the survey, which is included in the board's strategic plan. With that, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, David. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Just public comment.
We will take it. Yeah. Is there any other public comment for this evening? No? Okay. Are there any public in attendance by calling in or phone, participating via Zoom, who wish to address the board, which I think is what we just, is that? No, we're good there? Okay. All right. And so next item, we are moving on to 4A, enhancements program update.
Thank you.
That's the 4A we canceled. Yeah.
And she said 4A, I think she meant 4B.
Included in your packet is an overview of the enhancements applications that we received and staff reviewed. The staff committee reviewed in August. We are recommending that 2 of the requests are approved. One of them is a donation / sponsorship of $110,000 from the Gateway Rotary, and that is for the replacement of the playground equipment at Bush Park. And the other is a donation of 2 portable stadium benches. The other item is on hold. It was an application for a little library at the William Ives Trail. And the other item was a request for some warning signs at Woodland Creek Park related to the disc golf area. And that we determined was important. However, it's just more appropriately done as a city project. So those are our recommendations. And I guess going back a little bit, the William Ives little library, we discussed that and determined that it was wanted to wait and see how the Wonderwood project goes, see how that project, if there's a lot of maintenance that's required with it before we approve this one. So we will review that one again in February.
So this one will be on hold for the Little Library until February.
Mhm.
I gotta say, the Wonderwood Park Little Library is done amazingly. So they did such a good job at the artwork that they had on it has all these little secret like hints to all these different, all their favorite things and stuff. It's really good.
They did a great job and it's engraved, so it put a lot of attention to detail. So I loved it. I went and saw it today. I was so impressed. So whoever has connections with them, yeah, it was very well done. Yeah.
I have some photos to share of the one that was done at Wonderwood, so I'll share that.
We've just recently had homeowners put in, I think we have 5 around the trail, pretty close proximity.
Oh, really? Okay, wow.
So I don't know.
So you're looking for an approval for the $110,000 for the first item and then for the benches? Or, because this is an actionable item, so do you
Yeah.
need a approval for
Yes.
Of the update.
for the
Of the
enhancement?
entire update. Yep.
Okay, even with that on, it'll come back to us. Okay. So we need a motion for the enhancement of the program updates. Right here, have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the requested amount for the enhancement program.
Thank you, Commissioner Wheeler. So there is there a second?
I will second.
Thank you, commissioners. So it has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
I
Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Okay, motion carries. We are approving the enhancements for the program update. Yay, thank you, Jenny. Moving on to item 4C, the Greg Cuyo Park Phase 1A update.
Great, thank you. So we are currently having the drainage design revised. The stormwater pond is getting removed from the design, and a full dispersion approach will be implemented for all stormwater flow control and treatment. The dispersion approach is going to better fit the nature of the terrain, the elevations, and kind of how the water is naturally flowing. As we know, this is a beautiful site with a lot of wetlands, lots of natural areas. So we want to work with the terrain as much as possible, rather than trying to, pipe the water uphill. And so it'll be more efficient for not only this first phase of the park, but also for future phases of development. This approach is also going to save several $100,000 in construction costs, and also moving forward with maintenance costs. So it makes a lot of sense for this site. The timeline is currently being reworked. The design revision will cause a slight delay to the project, but we are targeting the beginning of construction in summer of 2024, depending on permitting. So that is the original intended timeline. We're hoping, this revision doesn't set us back too far, but we did have some buffer space in there. So our capital projects team is going to be updating the city council with this information at their next work session, which is October 12th. I'm going to be out of town. So Ashley Smith, our design and construction manager, will be giving that update. And so everybody will be in the loop on what's going on. Yes.
I am curious to see what council member or Commissioner Larson has on.
He was just going to ask a question.
On the process, when do you expect bid opening?
I don't have that date yet. So
How are you?
if construction is gonna happen, if we can stay on schedule, construction is in summer. I would imagine it would be out to bid by January, February.
I would hope early. That's what I was wanting to hear. The other question,
Hopefully,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna bring up water.
okay.
But, what was it? I forgot it already. Oh, I don't know what it was. I forgot.
Okay, all right, well, let me know if you think of it.
Okay.
Any other questions? I can share back next time after city council update, so,
That would be.
I got one more.
yes.
Cost estimate, have you got that?
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, actually, so we are on track. Yes, good question. We're on track for, $5.2 million. And that's what that's the approved amount.
Right,
So,
but I'm looking for the architect's cost estimate, the line item stuff that he gives you.
right, so they are still working because of the revision to the stormwater. They're still working on, that towards that 90%.
Yeah.
So we still haven't officially hit 90%. So I can provide that once we hit 90. Yeah. But verbally, I've been told,
Yeah.
we're still on track. So
You're tracking it too.
yeah, for sure. Yes.
And
yes,
this
indeed.
this might be a silly question because I don't work in it, but where does it disperse to? So if we're rerouting water and drainage for this area, like,
Yeah, it goes back into the wetland areas,
okay,
basically. So there's like yeah, there's a trench and like a kind of what you'll see, I can bring pictures. What you'll see is like kind of a bed of rocks, basically.
uh-huh,
And then the water, like once it kind of goes through that, it just gets dispersed back into the wetlands.
okay.
So,
So it's not routing anywhere where it hasn't.
there will be some routing underground.
Mhm.
So essentially, a lot of the runoff, from the parking areas specifically is one that, will have to get routed over to these dispersion trenches.
Okay. So it'll filter.
So
through.
some of the areas, there's currently 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say up to 6 of these dispersion trenches and, so it's up to 6 of them. And so what the engineers are working on, like where they're gonna get placed and what will work with the site. And then, some of them, yeah, there will be water routed to them, but others, it'll just be from the water that's currently comes into the trench
Okay.
on its own.
I just want to make sure it's not going right directly into
The neighbors.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
no.
into a, wetland where, they'll have immediate contact with animals or something like that nature.
Oh.
Then it'll actually have a filtration.
It's all permitted, right? It's all, so has to pass the ecology's test and then the city actually issues the permit. There's very strict rules,
Okay,
so.
all right.
Yeah.
I figured there were, I just wanted to clarify in case there was anyone that's not as familiar as Commissioner Larson.
On your permits,
Yeah.
did you get all of it taken away from the county? Is it in-house now? currently?
Okay, so,
County permits.
yes, right. So, so the last I heard is that the city is working on an agreement with the county to be able to permit the whole project, within the city. So I haven't, it's in the works. That's in the works. Yeah.
Can I share just one quick idea?
Yeah.
I went to this park in Oregon and they had these big bags at the entrance of the park where you can take them to carry in and out your trash. And it was just this lovely little setup and I can almost picture it up at this park because we were talking about trash once.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, how nice the kids can take these bags and go pick up trash and I'll send you I took a picture of it. I'll send you guys a picture.
This plan has a lot of trash stations really nicely designed. If you're playing disc golf and you got a pop in your hand or something, you got places to put it. It's nicely laid out on the plan that I reviewed. The trash
I
receptacle.
just thought it was a nice idea to get the kids involved.
Do they have pickers or how do they actually pick up the trash?
I think probably by their hands, but it's Oregon. So don't worry about that. Just pick up the trash. They didn't have gloves, just the bags.
Just the bags.
You just get a bag, okay.
That would be cute though. little
Yeah,
pickers.
I think the picker, I love my picker.
I just know the park where I live, even though there's trash cans everywhere, there's trash. Yeah.
It's always a problem.
Yes.
Yeah. Are there any more Questions about the Great Cuyo Park Phase 1 update, 1A updates? Anybody, questions, comments?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And we have 4D, our new youth commissioner. Ta-da!
Yeah, we're very excited to welcome our new youth commissioner. This is Nate Clay. We're so happy.
What up, Nate?
Yay, Nate.
He was appointed to the Parks Board on September 21st by the council. And he is a senior at Timberline High School. And this is his second year returning as a youth commissioner. And previously has served on the library board. And I've asked him to share a little bit about himself and his interest in the Parks Board, so.
Okay, so it's my turn. Okay. Hi, I am Nate Clay, senior at Timberline High School, second year as a youth commissioner. Some things, I'll just jump to my interest in the Parks Board. Lacey Parks, they're my favorite part of Lacey. I spend a lot of time at our parks, mainly Wonderwood. It's first park I ever been to whenever I moved to Lacey.
You got a lot of fans. Yeah, you got a lot of fans.
And I've made a lot of memories there. Every single year, my family will get family photos. They are always at Wonderwood.
Nice. Oh, that's so nice.
I have a lot of memory of the Lacey Parks, and they're my favorite part of Lacey. So that's why I was interested in joining this board or as a youth commissioner. So
Awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Nate. We're so happy.
Yay, go Blazers.
I agree. All right, well, thank you for being here as our new youth commissioner. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to us. It's a very welcoming commission. And we love all fresh ideas and new ideas, especially from the youth perspective, because you're a legacy. So please feel free to bring any concerns or things you're seeing out there. Let us know how we can best support you as our youth. We appreciate it. Thanks, Nate. All right, and now we're moving on to reports. Commissioners, does anybody have anything to share for your reports?
I got a question. How do I get something on the agenda? Should I call you for the next meeting?
Me, I would,
Or just, what I'd like to do is what I don't understand, City of Lacey charges parks for the water just to irrigate and consumption. I think there needs to be in place a discounted amount to the parks department. And I know probably gonna get the answer, oh, it's an accounting thing within. But when I worked and did all the work for North Thurston, not only did they pay the regular amount, they paid a surcharge amount because they were out of the city of Lacey. So they paying, if they get a $5,000 bill, they were paying $7,500. Yet it's for a community use. And I would like to see why and how we can't take something to the council and work to get that reduced and we can use the money better.
so you want to have that discussion put onto our commissioner agenda so we
Well,
can.
that or it's gonna take some research. I think it would be important to see get the water records at each facility, total them and all that, and then we could look at it. And how much we're actually spending on water to irrigate and consumption use. I don't know. I mean, it's always bugged me when I did North Thurston's for 20 years.
Right.
That, and I got irated over it.
Yeah.
You know, here we're doing it for the community, the kids, and we need the facilities, and then you go here now and get another dollar on them
Yeah.
attitude.
So a couple different things, to add an agenda item, it would be the full board, giving the thumbs up that yes, that's something we're interested in. Really, if it's gonna be an extensive item, it should be on the work plan. Great timing, the board is gonna be looking at the work plan update, I think it's on next month. To update the work plan for 2024, so that's something to think about, and then once.
We have to change policy somehow.
Well, the item on the work,
Just a discount to the parks for their water consumption.
there might have to be, there might have to be a policy change, but what it would be is the topic would be research, like we'd have to figure out what that title is for the work plan item. And then it would get assigned out to staff to work on and then bring back recommendations and information.
Yeah.
So it would be put on our
That is-
work plan.
It'd be on the
as opposed
work
to-
plan.
As opposed to agenda.
I think that's probably the
I
best
think
route.
that's because it's gonna probably take a while. So I think we add it to, if we're in agreement with that, do
Well,
a work plan instead of agenda.
Right, because
I'd
we,
like to see the information so we can help develop and see, okay, as a commissioning unit, making recommendations to the city council and all of that and get it going.
Right.
Save money.
yeah, so the park board's work plan, if this was one of those items, then you all could tell us when to put it on the agenda. So that's where we pick the agenda items from, is that work plan. Does that make sense? So then, once it's time to work on that item, that would go on the agenda and we would discuss more if the full board agrees that that should be on the work.
Is it in the work plan now?
No, because the work plans get approved at the end of the year for the following year. So we're just now starting to work on the work plan for 2024.
So that is our work plan for 2023.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So we
And
can
then-
add that.
right. So the board, if the board wants to add it for 2024, it's actually gonna be, is it on November or December agenda? I don't recall off the top of my head.
I can't remember.
Okay, probably November. So next month, you'll be updating your work plan for 2024, and that's something that you all can add if you decide that that's something you want staff to look into.
That seem fair?
Yes, I'm not the boss.
Not either.
Well, if it doesn't go on the work plan, it ends up keeping us from the other items that are already on the work plan. And so that's why the work plan exists, because there's still items we haven't gotten to.
Yeah.
I think Bill wants to say something, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Commissioner Fosbury? Yeah,
Uh,
sorry.
I just want to remind folks that the utility funds are for utility purposes. So when you try to set up a special rate for parks, you might run afoul of state law. So we gotta step back and do a careful analysis of this, because it's probably not gonna work. And putting it in our work plan, I would rather send it to the city and do it on their utilities, billing, whatever they do on their side. Just a thought. I don't know.
I think it's a good one.
So just,
Well, if there's a question that we could get answered, that would be fine. So the question is, can parks get a
Well,
special rate for
Yeah.
park purposes? Okay,
Parks and schools.
so we'll,
You know, the public kids, they go here and use the parks and you guys use their facilities. If they're community people, and for most of them, you know, I mean, call, you know, adults use the fields too,
Mhm.
soccer games and all this, and, you know, so it's a public identity that would get a discount. You
so
know,
parks and schools is what you're asking.
What I'm thinking, yeah,
yeah.
the big users that are probably getting
Sure.
billed, but it shouldn't be too hard to get. I wouldn't think that you've got accounts and every one of them push the computer button and, oh, this one is this one and this one total, and they got them at this one, this one, and this one. And study it a little bit. That's all I'm getting at.
well, it's worth an ask, and if we get a yes or no on it, then we'll know to add it to the work plan to investigate more or not. At least it's on the work plan and we can be like, yeah, it's an easy win and we got what we needed, or we need to do some more investigation.
Well, we gotta do our homework first.
Yeah, but it's on the work plan to look at.
We gotta do our homework.
Gotta do, well, that's what you're here
Of
for.
course,
You got
I'm gonna
homework.
get to the work plan, and that's just gonna get a long
I
time.
do.
That will help the park.
You, I know.
Thank you.
I'm with you. All right. Are there any other commissioners who have anything to report in your neighborhood?
I got a call about my term running out and to apply again, but unfortunately I'm moving out of the area. So I will not be able to apply for another term. But I have to say, I haven't been involved that long, but I am just so impressed of all your hard work. And I just feel really fortunate to have been sitting here for a couple of months. So thank you. And I got a free sandwich. I feel like I got more than I gave, but thank you. And you are just an amazing leader of this commission. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything you guys do.
when is your last meeting with us?
I think this one, our escrow closes at the end of October.
There's
Oh,
nothing.
Chris, oh,
I know, there's nothing we can do. I have a garage, you can move in there.
You gotta say that you're moving closer to family.
Yeah, I'm moving
Oh,
closer. My
that's
son
so
moved out here in April and I'm moving closer to him and I'm hoping for grandkids soon. So if
Very
I
sad.
move close, no,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
but you guys are amazing. No one understands how much work goes into this well-run city. And I'm just so impressed. And I'm so glad you're here. We need the youth. You have to,
I agree.
yeah, thank you for volunteering. So, but thank you, everybody.
Oh, Chris, I'm gonna admit.
Oh, I know. I just thought I'd be here for years,
Yeah.
but this is a good thing.
When I learned how to pronounce your name, so.
Yes, you did. I don't know how to spell it.
I'm gonna
But thank
miss
you so much, everybody.
I'm gonna miss you
Oh, thanks.
so much. It's been a pleasure working with you, but keep in touch. I mean, you have all of our emails.
Yes.
Yeah, stalk us.
I have to go to the park when you guys open that. Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
great
please
deal,
come
for sure.
back. Please come
But
back.
thank
to
you
see
so much. Do I get to keep my name tag?
Yeah.
You can take that, yeah.
No, but
So
there
do
you
you,
go.
you probably already knew about that she was like, do we have that going in the works that we're getting another commission?
Yeah, yes, I
I just wanted to thank, she was gonna announce it. I'm like, no, I really want to say thank you to everybody. So such a great group.
I'm gonna put a little Sappy's here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm happy for you. I'm
Yeah, be happy.
really
It's a
happy
good,
for
it's a
you.
good thing.
Yeah, thank you for all your kind words. Thank you. Okay, any other good news? Commissioner Fosbury, do you have anything?
I'm retired.
You're retired.
I know. 32 years of public service.
Oh,
Wow.
Yep,
30?
33.
Wow.
Oh my.
No wonder you're so smiley.
Oh my God. I thought you looked younger. I thought you were like 10 years younger. I was like, wow, look at how youthful he is.
Yeah, and I get COVID. That's just great.
We got the young person COVID, so you're good. You'll be fine.
Oh, you should see me last week. Okay. Yep. So I'll be there next time in person.
All right. I'm gonna see you at all the parks events then, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All the parks events, wearing
No.
matching t-shirts with me.
I will. I'm on it.
That's wonderful.
Congratulations. Commissioner Wheeler, can you top that?
I got nothing. I mean, I'm trying to think of something. I don't have anything.
You're living the good life?
I'm living the good life, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Would you like to share anything at this point, or are you feeling good where you're at? You're good. Well, is there anyone else for our commissioners? Everybody, did I cover everyone? Got everything? All right. So we're moving on to B, item B, 5B, for the chair. I want to thank everyone for rallying last meeting because I was not here. I apologize. I would think Commissioner Vice Chair Good, but she's not online with us. But thank you everyone for coming together, making that meeting happen. Had a family emergency. I actually flew into the Grays fire. So I was literally putting out fires, and I'm not lying. I was literally putting out fires. So my mom broke her arm, but she's got a plate and 9 screws, and she's doing very well with her new right bionic wrist and arm, and the fires are put out and she's at home, so everything is good. And I made a trip to Indiana lots of corn there, so if you ever need to look at fields of corn, that's where you go. That's exactly where you go. So I don't have anything to report because I was not here. But I just wanted to thank everybody, and hopefully on our next meeting, it'll be a little calmer and I will have something to report. So next is our recreation manager, 5C.
Good afternoon. Couple things. One, it was really exciting to see Wendy in the airport. I was going to Boise and she was flying in and we ran into each other, which was very surprising, but it was fun. As for the department, we are currently have an offer out to an individual for the aquatics volunteer supervisor position. Have not heard back from her. Vanessa from HR emailed and left a message with her today, so I'm not feeling really positive about this, but she hasn't said no, but she hasn't said yes. So that one is kind of in a stalemate. And then we got some very exciting and sad news all at the same time. Doug Briggs is going to be relocating to Fort Walden, Indiana.
Yeah.
No.
And so he has turned in his resignation. His final day will be October 20th.
I know.
And that's pretty much my exciting, non-exciting news.
Is there any way to talk to Doug? Is there any way I can reach out to him directly? Indiana,
They've already got their place. They're packing up and moving out, the whole
Nobody
family.
likes corn.
he's gonna love corn. He will love it. I can't.
I hope so.
Oh.
And then Sue, did you have any, well, just to mention that there's a full program report in your package.
There is a full program report in your packet that has a list of what everything has been going on with everybody. Everything is pretty much winding down for the summer. They're getting ready for winter and spring. We've got a lot of exciting, we have Children's Day coming up this Saturday. Once again, we'll have the signing Santa and the lighted parade. Cody will be having winter day camp, and there's quite a few cultural classes going on. Aquatics has just been all kinds of fun because River Ridge has been closed and it was just opened up today. So that was a positive. Facilities are busy as usual, and the fields and athletics, the city and school fields will close down the end of this month until next March. So we're kind of on the downslide for that. That's kind of it.
Wow. I can't believe it. I'm so sad face. This is another sad. So what's exactly Doug's title, Sue?
Recreation coordinator. He does youth sports.
He's the boss.
Actually, he's a phenomenal young man. Great attitude, great work ethic. He will definitely be missed, but he'll be successful anywhere he goes. And I'm excited for their new adventure. It's, you know, I give him credit. I wouldn't have had I couldn't have done it.
Well, I'm just gonna sorely miss him. I mean, he's just kind of he is a very big cheerleader, and I have appreciate everything that he does. So I'm gonna miss Doug. Yeah.
Yep, we all will.
Yeah. Well, congratulate him for me. I'm
I
very
will.
happy for him.
Will do.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to item 5D, our Parks Maintenance Supervisor.
So Jamie's not here tonight, so I'm giving his update. So park seasonal staff are nearing the end of their work season. With decreased staff and park use, the non-ADA restrooms at parks are closed, except the Rack and Rainier Vista, and that starts October 1st. The restrooms will reopen April 1st. So this happens every year, and they'll obviously reopen April 1st, pending sufficient staff. The depot playground rubber surface was repaired, and there wasn't a great color match, so they're requesting a redo of that. Staff sealed a large crack in the pickleball court at Lake Point Park. And they installed the first new rules sign at Huntermer Park. Looks great. And the athletic fields at the Rack will be relamped in October, all of them except baseball field number 5. And this will include a $5,000 hour warranty. And kind of a fun maintenance issue was someone disposed of a small boat at Lake Lois Habitat Reserve. So staff got to dispose of that. Very interesting.
They just put the boat into the water and left it, or?
No, into the park, not even in the water.
Oh, they just left the boat in the park.
Yep.
Okay.
It's kind
So
of
how
cute.
did-
It was kind of a cute little boat, actually.
Yeah. How did we dispose of it?
Good question. I'm not really sure for that.
Lois, I don't want I don't want people getting into a habit of disposing of their boats.
I think there's kind of a problem with people dumping things in parks
In general.
in general, yeah.
Okay.
One time I went there and there was like a chest, like a wardrobe, like a jewelry wardrobe.
Yeah, we do have a rapid response team now
Uh-huh.
and they are rapid, let me
They
tell you.
are.
Yeah, so it's just fantastic. And so that way it just, it's taken care of and you don't want to leave stuff like that because it tends to collect friends. So,
Well, if there's anything good, you can always call me. Yeah, I'm looking for a new plasma screen TV, I'm just. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jenny. Senior Parks Planner, 5E.
Yep. So I'm going to share. Everybody seems to know about the little library project at Wonderwood Park. So they sent in some photos, but it seems like you guys already know about this. Gonna share some photos. Oops.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah, they did a really great job.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder earlier, but I was
No.
I was really excited to see it completed and put up, and all the care put to the decorating the outside of it. It done really well.
It looks like the kids really did.
They did the engraving.
The
It's
X factor. I have to go see.
Yeah, it's not, I thought at first it was like a stencil that you rub off, but it's actually engraved. I ran my finger, like
go forward and back to see the little
the
left.
quotes are
And
beautiful.
this is the one where the girl
Okay.
came with her
Okay.
mom to.
Let's
Yeah.
scroll through those really quickly.
Yeah. I'm so excited because I have a whole bunch of books that just got donated to me, so I'm ready to start.
Okay, so I just had a few of those to show you. And, okay, so their project at Wonderwood Park was installed and they earned the Silver Award for Community Project. And they got badges for democracy, public speaking, woodworking, budgeting, outdoor art, and coming together. So it was very exciting for them.
You
And
get a badge for each one of those?
yes. Also,
I went by this morning. It's awesome.
You
Sorry.
what? Oh, you went by this morning?
yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna invite them to come do a presentation at a future meeting too. So I think they're excited to share with you too. And then some other planning news. There is a building right next to Huntermer Park. It's the 640 Woodland Square Loop building. And this building is in the early stages of redevelopment. And the ground floor is going to be a restaurant. And so we are exploring the possibility of partnering with the developer to add some kind of feature, possibly a water fountain at the park. And included in our parks capital improvement program is funding in 2025 for replacement of the climbing structure. So there might be some changes in our park coming in 2025. So that's kind of exciting. And also just working obviously with Chris leaving, we're recruiting for a replacement for our Parks Board member, which is very sad, but happy for her, obviously. So if you have any neighbors or friends that are interested in serving on our board, please let them know that applications are always accepted. So, or reach out to me and I can get you more information. But maybe some people that aren't right next to Wonderwood. It seems like we have a heavy, heavy load of everybody right being by Wonderwood.
Well, what's really funny is I've never seen Bill or Wendy in Wonderwood. We all go at different times of the day. I've never ran into either one of them, even though all three of us are there daily. It's crazy.
I walked past Commissioner Wheeler's house today with my son. We walked right past it and I was like, oh, I know someone that lives there. It just dawned on me as I was passing.
Yeah, that's okay. Wonderwood people are great too. Just
We are the Wonderwood people.
We the
Yeah.
Northeast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eugene people.
Let's go UGA.
I'll run into you sometime, Bill. We'll see each other. Now that you're retired. I'm
Oh,
sure
there
I'll-
you go.
Yeah, he's gonna be out way more. Yeah, he'll be out way more. For the replacement of the climbing structure, where was that? What park were?
Huntermer,
Huntermer. Oh, the new restaurant is going there?
yes.
Okay.
Right.
And I'll add, that those rocks are, they're nearing the end of their life.
Mhm.
So, yes, so it'll be important to get something updated in there.
Do we know what restaurant is going into?
I don't know that they have it in 100% set, but I believe it's going to be I think they said like an Italian, maybe pizza kind of restaurant.
Into Olive Garden.
No, but
Breadsticks and salad.
But that area is changing quite a bit, and there is another building right across from the park that was an office building that's also getting converted into apartments. So there's quite a bit of change happening right around the park, so.
Yes, it's turning, yes. Remember what I've been here a long time.
The plans look they look nice. I think it'll be a big improvement.
Yeah, well, I know there's been a lot of vendor trucks coming into that area as
Mhm.
well, so it's definitely a need that
Mhm.
more restaurants being there.
Bustling Midtown. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like- Commissioner.
Oh, Commissioner Fosbury, you got a question? Do you have a question?
Just, Jennifer, Jenny, when is the switch gonna happen?
For
When-
me to take
when
over
you
park
got to
board
take
and to
over
stop
meetings?
coming? Good question.
When is Jenny gonna take over the meetings?
He already has. I'm just doing my agenda items
Okay,
today.
doing awesome, loving it.
The fact that he couldn't tell is bad. We'll work on that.
I know.
You just have to give me a muzzle. Looks like I have one.
I'm sorry, one ear is not even working with the COVID, so you just go on.
That's all that I had.
All right. Thank you, Jenny.
Mhm.
And 5F, the director?
Thank you. Well, interestingly, I will be out of town next month. So,
Great.
yeah, so Jenny will be giving my report next month. But in addition to hers, so. Okay, a couple of items. So the rack parking lot, the bids did go out. There were a number of questions and clarifications that were needed. So that's all been resolved and now they actually open again tomorrow. So, we did get a lot of interest the first time, so expecting the same type of response. So that's for the rack parking lot construction project. We did submit the RCO Local Parks Maintenance Grant on September 18th for $100,000 for the Wonderwood Park and Trail project. That is a project that we already do have funding for, so we'll be doing the project regardless. It would just be nice to get the project costs covered by the Recreation Conservation Office. So we should know by the end of this month if we're successful. It turned out to be highly competitive. There were, I think, $19 million in projects submitted and there's only $5 million. So the legislature, I think I may have told you this already, but the legislature approved $5 million to go for deferred maintenance items, but that just really shows you how many agencies in Washington have deferred maintenance that they're struggling to get to, so. I'll keep you posted on that. And then a few items from the last council meeting that I wanted to share out. So September 21st council meeting, the rack kiosk interlocal agreement was approved by city council. So it's been approved by you all. It's been approved by the historical commission, who's weighing heavily in on the content. It went through the board of county commissioners and now went through city council. So now it's just a matter of staff working together to get the project finished. So keep you posted on that. The other thing that happened at that meeting is a brief overview, brief overview, those are my notes. And probably most of you or all of you have seen this on the news and in the paper about the Quaaludes village that the Nisqually Indian tribe is going to be moving forward with development over by Cabela's. And so the tribal owned property, and there's going to be a number of things. And I would highly encourage you, if you haven't already, just to watch that segment of the city council meeting. Everything's bookmarked. It's super easy. You can just go look up that meeting and then you can go click directly to that bookmark. It's super informative. But really quickly, I want to share with you that there's two concepts that their consultant has put together. One of them is heavier commercial. One of them is heavier on the recreation side. And so if you watch the presentation, they actually show the slides of what that could look like. It's of course all concept at this point. But my huge takeaway was, and we already know this, but just how important it's going to be to collaborate as they develop, especially from a recreation standpoint, and make sure that together we're bringing the most things to people in this area. For example, as we move forward with the RAC phase 3 development, we want to make sure, that we figure out what kind of sports stuff they're doing so that we don't do the same thing. We want to complement each other, work together.
And is that going to be is it all tribal, or is it going to be an affiliation of like YMCA, Big Brothers, the public schools?
So the tribe, it's their property, and they filed federally to put 2 different segments into trusts. I think that there'll probably be some partnerships that happen. I don't know exactly what those look like at this point, but they're definitely the lead on that.
Slot machines.
That stage is going to take 2 years, correct? This is a long.
It is a long process. I don't know the timeline. Again, I would encourage you
To look at.
I'm not the best person to answer those kind of questions, but watch it. It's a brief, I think it's like 15 minutes. Totally worth the watch. So
They
you kind of know.
move pretty fast, because some of those projects, they don't get permits. They don't have to. But they don't get that delay. They follow like the stormwater, all that. They're very compliant with it. But some of the tribes, they don't have to get a building permit or anything.
Okay, and so.
They're aggressive.
And so what the city council approved is a cooperation agreement. So it's kind of like a good faith agreement to kind of work through. You just reminded me of that, like with, in terms of infrastructure, policing, how that's all gonna work. So, so anyway, I know it's long awaited. And.
Do you know how many acres they have over there?
It's either 250 or 260. So, and they have identified one chunk of it as the resort.
Yeah.
And they did mention conference center, hotel, resort. So that's one of the sections.
Tournaments. Tournaments.
They did mention indoor sports facility, and they did actually reference our feasibility study, which we did in 2018 and 2019 to show that there really is a need for it.
That would be amazing.
I agree.
I would love.
So anyway, that's
They figure out traffic.
definitely worth the watch there.
I think that'll be a constant strife. That's why public transportation is so important.
And then the other thing out of that,
Retired to the casino.
the other thing of the, out of that meeting is that the city council approved a land acknowledgement policy. So that's gonna be added to their policy manual. And that'll be actually on your next agenda next month. And so we need to, as a freshly approved policy, we need to just, staff needs to go through and determine exactly what to bring to the board for that. So just a heads up that that's coming, but that's also a long awaited item that city council approved. And that's all I have.
Is there anything else for the good of the group before I adjourn this meeting? All right, we are adjourning at 6:25 PM. That is all I have. I'm signing off. Have a wonderful evening.